Alright, so these are 1995 Jeep Wrangler Sahara edition seats. These seats are getting very hard to find now. I just found them in PA, super happy. We drove like 2 hours to get them. Hey, meh. They need a little bit of work for sure, but that's really easy to fix. I've seen way worse. I've seen them go for a lot more than what I paid for them. That's an easy fix, They need a really good cleaning. And these things are going to be awesome. Pockets are in pretty good shape. I think this one needs a little bit of stitching, but anytime I can get these seats, I will drive up to 3, maybe 4 hours away to get them. I mean, these are getting really hard to find now. They are the screen accurate seats that go into the Jeep Wrangler Jurassic Park Sahara. This is my number 10 replica. All these parts, these fog lights are getting really hard to find, and this is all accurate. You know, this Ramsey winch, these are getting very hard to find too. You know, these parts are from late 80s, early 90s. They're getting so hard to find. This Sahara interior is getting hard to find too. But yeah, these are the exact seats they used in the movie. These are from a 95, so the green is just a little bit different. But with sun fading, I don't think anyone would ever notice. You could paint these green, the dark green. The 92 to 94 had a dark green trim on all this stuff. And I mean, these seats are cool. I actually like the green on the 95s. I feel like they stay darker. They don't get as sun faded as the 92 to 94. Mine are a little sun faded. Actually, my back seat is out of a 95. That's why it's got the spice on the back. But these seats are just so cool. They're just so cool. They really make the entire Jeep. If you don't have these seats, if you're doing a Jurassic build, I mean, it's just... It's not a Jurassic build without these seats. You gotta have them. I mean, it's like one of the main things. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is get these off. You know, these that go onto the seat. They're torque bolts that go in through here, and they are a pain if they've never been off to get them off. Usually you'll strip them or they'll break. They are just a pain. But these pieces here, they go for about $60 on eBay. So if you can take them off, save them, you can paint them, you know, sand them down, paint them. This one looks a little rough, but I'm sure I can bring it back to life. And I'm definitely going to take these off. I'm going to sand them down to nothing, prime them, paint them gloss black, and bring these back to life. So this is the easiest way. You know, if you got a nice bench, set them up like this. But you're going to want to access these torque bolts, which I believe is a T30. And there's also 2 back here. You have to slide this forward, and there's 2 back there and 2 up here. And you really got to be careful with these bolts, because these torques, they'll just slip and they'll freaking spin and they'll get all messed up. You really got to be careful with those. They will strip right out. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so I was wrong. It's a torque 40. That's what size goes in here. Definitely get the right size. So what I like to do when I get started with this, I like to put the torque socket right in there, and I give it a couple good whacks with a hammer. And what that does, it moves all this rust inside, moves these molecules, kind of stops them from grabbing so hard on this bolt. I mean, rust is a bitch. And I like to use that. And some good penetrating oil. I have sprayed these about a week ago, just trying to get this fluid in there. So the next step I use is a big breaker bar. This is 1/2 inch. You gotta be really careful with this. Alright, let's see if it does it. Awesome. Alright, so that broke loose. That is great. That is such a relief. What I do with this rust is just work it. You know, you don't want to do it all at once or you will break that bolt right off. I've seen it happen 100 times and I know better not to do that. What I do with this breaker bar while I still got it, just kind of move it a little bit. You know, you're kind of spinning it and you're cleaning the threads, working that oil deep down. That is awesome. I'm going to switch to my ratchet. You know, don't go too much. Don't unscrew it until the thing breaks. Unscrew it just a little bit. Spray a little bit of penetrating oil in there. What I like to do is run it right back on. That way it cleans the threads, gets the oil deep down in there. Do it so it's nice and tight, and back it off. And you'll see it just spins so much easier. There you go. Threads are all cleaned. It looks really good in there. We saved one. That's awesome. So now we got 3 more to do here and 4 more to do on that seat. And we can get these off. We can get cleaning the seat, get fixing them. This is awesome. This is what we want to get to right here. Now these ones look a little more rusty, so I'm going to really have to take my time on these as well. But front 2 came out. I also like to get a little magnetic dish to put my stuff in so it doesn't get lost. But yeah, I mean these definitely got some rust, but it might be able to be saved. A little weld right there, and I mean this one's pretty crusty. That one's in good shape, but I think I could save this. There's a lot of people in the UK and all over that don't have access like we do in America of all these Jeeps that are just in people's backyards and junk piles and junkyards. And you know, a lot of people are dying to have parts like this that don't have them and they have to make their own. The UK especially. And if you can ship it there, oh man, they would be so happy. I think if I do a weld right here, right where that's cracked, you know, I might do a little plate of metal on the inside just to kind of fix it. You know, sand this down to nothing, maybe sandblast it and paint it. It'd totally be worth it. And if it could help someone, you know, have parts, I just hate to see this stuff go to waste. pour those out. Lube this up a little bit. Clean this. Those came out pretty good. Some of them had a little bit of grit on it. You can see, this is what you're looking out for. See that rust and stuff at the end of the thread? That's what you're fighting with. So when you're loosening this up, you know, with your socket, you're loosening, and you start feeling a lot of resistance, just stop. Get it as far as you can. Spray it so it goes deep down in the threads and the hole. And then what you're going to want to do is run it right back on. And what that will do is just keep on cleaning these threads. Because if you take that off in just one, you know, go as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and snap, and this will snap right off. And you know, you think it goes, you think this takes a lot of time doing it this method, you know, where you run it on, run it off to clean the rust, but you're saving time, because if you snap that bolt off and you gotta re-thread that and drill it, it's just gonna take way more time. It's easier just to be patient and, you know, really take your time getting these things out. Man, I started just kind of shop vacuuming some of this stuff and finding all this change. I'm pretty sure I just sucked up a bullet. I don't know, I'm gonna take this apart to see if that was a bullet, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a little more careful sucking this out. That was crazy. Hey, man. Yeah, it was a bullet. Like a little 22 shell. What's left of a bullet anyways. That's funny. That's crazy. He said, so I got this from this kid who bought it from a farmer, and this was just a farm Jeep. So yeah, 22 bullet, I could see that. 1992. Back when this Jeep was brand new. Well, the Jeep was a 95, so yeah, anyways. Pretty cool though. Alright, using that shampoo for the first time, look at the results. Holy crap. It really worked great. I think I am going to get my big rigid shop vac and suck up this thing. I mean, it sucks up pretty good, but I think I'm going to try to suck up more of these suds. It's still a little wet, but holy crap, man. It's still wet, but I mean, you can just see, look at the difference. It really cleaned a lot of these stains up. And these seats probably haven't been cleaned in 30 years. Clean that one after, and I gotta do the back. I mean, you can see, I just did the front. Look at the difference from the back. Back's all stained. You can kind of see the difference. Man, these seats look freaking brand new now. My God, they just needed good washing.
Yeah.
they're both clean now. They really cleaned up awesome. I got some stitching to do, but man, these are great seats. I mean, this stuff is pretty brittle though. I was kind of scrubbing a little too hard. I'm gonna have to kind of stitch that as well, but let these seats dry for a couple days. But man, they turned out awesome. Now they look so dark because they're wet still, but it did bring a lot of the color back cleaning it. I mean, these things look freaking awesome right now. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to sew this. I am not a seamstress by any means. I've never even looked up YouTube videos how to do this. I just do it, I guess. I got this at Walmart. I actually keep it in my Jeep. I think this was like $3 or $5 or something. I like using the black. I mean, you could use the green, but it just looks so obvious. I mean, this is so close, so you can't really tell. So what I did is tied right there, made a little knot. You know, I got my needle, brought it through, and I'm going to sew in here the best I can, get on all this meat, you know, all this fabric that's left on this side, and sew it and bring it close. And hopefully that will fix this hole. And I'm going to do the same process for here. And I'm going to have to figure out what to do with this. But, you know, you don't have to be an expert, you know, just, you could look up some YouTube videos how to do it, but I always wing it, and it seems to turn out pretty good every time. So I'm going to get at it. Okay, I can cut off this little excess stuff and all these little knobbies, but these little fuzzies, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Better than it was, you know, better than a big gaping rip. I mean, you're not really gonna see that anyways. Alright, so now this little bit, you can see some white in there. There really wasn't any fabric on this side of this vinyl cord to, you know, sew to. So what I'm probably going to do is get some green spray paint. I know it sounds crazy, but a little paintbrush, and just dab in there, and you'll never see that once I trim that. Again, I am not a seamstress, but you know, this works. You could take it to a professional, have them do it, but this stuff costs money, and I like to just do everything myself, get it done. But what I'm doing is just using the rest of this yarn I have, this string, and use it all up to really strengthen that, and then it's all done. What I like to do, just so that string doesn't keep on coming out, is, you know, do your loop and then actually make a knot. Bring it tight and do another knot if you can. And then that will make it so all this does not come out. Cut the little fuzzies off. Alright, so this one's going to be a little bit more challenging to fix. Looks like I'm going to have to kind of roll this over like this. And at the same time, roll that one over and connect them. I wish I could make it look that good, the stitching, like factory, but this is going to have to be what it is. It's going to look a lot better than it is now. And, I mean, when you're going 55 miles an hour down the road, is anyone going to see the stitching? I mean, the top of the seats look amazing, so... The other two parts are fixed. I'm going to try to get this. Done with my stitching here. I mean, it's a little crude, but I think it turned out alright. It's definitely not the best, but I think this looks way better than it did. Way better. Now I think... No, it's the other seat. Yeah, I think it's the other seat over here. I have to sew some of this pouch back on, which, yeah, that'll be easy because it's all hidden right here. Oh, that's kind of cool. I could probably take that yarn that's in here, that loose stuff, take it to like a fabric store, Joann Fabrics or something like that, and match it up. What I was thinking about doing, if I'm really careful, I could hand stitch this color yarn thread right back in here the best I can, kind of like the sewing machine did. I mean, it's a stretch, but you never know. It might turn out good, you know? But I'm really happy with that. I'm happy, yeah. I did do another little fix here. Alright, so this is the last little thing I have to fix on these seats. This pouch is a little ripped here. Sewing came apart. So I think I can get just right through here. It's going to be a little challenging, but I think I can do it. I'm going to try. So here goes nothing. Well, that one was a little more challenging than I thought, but I got some stitches in there, brought it through here, tied it together, and it's secure now. So these pouches are so cool. Only the Sahara edition came with these seats, and I absolutely love them. Okay, so here are the seats. They turned out awesome. I am super happy with them. All stitched up and fixed. I think they look way better than they did. Pouch is all fixed. They look great. I am probably going to sand these down, clean them up. Use a type of adhesion pro motor on them because it's plastic. And I'm going to paint these up green so they match the 92 Sahara trim. On the 92, all the trim is green. I actually did paint those. Those were also spice. So yeah, I'll paint those up. That's the center console green, gray dash. But yeah, the seats are done. They look awesome, super happy. And that's how you can, if you find these seats, you know, you can restore them back to new like that. They just need a good cleaning, and that's it.